A ball and a strike. That ball's well hit to right. Did he get all of this one? Yes, he did.
There 40. Mitchell gives to Sanders. Sanders has got some room to operate. Barry Sanders inside the 10. Touchdown.
Unbelievable.
Can he accelerate?
Sanders.
Sanders again. Shakes another. Barry Sanders touchdown, his second of the day. It's amazing. Just amazing.
And he's the most unaffected guy by it.
34-20. The Lions lead, and here's Sanders again. Sanders will score his third of the day. He is absolutely amazing.
For Alonzo, but for the most part it was the Bulls shooting ineptitude. Ron Harper the air ball. The Bulls were a brutally bad 18 of 77 from the floor for the game, a pitiful 23%. In fact, Bulls fans late in the game with their team stuck on 49 points were actually cheering for their team not to break 50. Unbelievable. And they got their wish. The final 82-49 Heat. Chicago setting a league low record of.
It's very difficult when teams can pack it in inside and they have great team defensive schemes as Miami does. You got to have guys that can make perimeter shots, and it just hasn't happened for the Bulls. A lot of that is young guys out there, and that's where they're going to have to develop as players. They're going to have to become more consistent perimeter shooters.
Walters looking for room, forced out of bounds. Tonight's game. Well, and it appears the Bulls will set a new record in the NBA for fewest points in the course of a ball game since the advent of the shot clock in 1955. 82-49. Final seconds. Ball taken away. Mashburn unable to collect. It'll go back to the Bulls with 4.9 remaining. Lowest field goal percentage in the course of a game for this franchise. The Bulls, that is 26.1% back in 1975 against Philadelphia. The inbound stolen by Strickland. Perhaps fitting of the way things went in the second half of this ball game. And unfortunately for the Chicago Bulls and coach Tim Floyd, the Bulls have set a record for fewest points in the course of an NBA game since the shot clock. And Tim Hardaway embracing.
Stepping away. Down to 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2. Rose for the win. And we're headed to overtime. Overtime in Miami with the LeBron putting the finishing touches on this one. So the Heat taking a commanding 3-1 lead over the Bulls, putting the season on the line for Chicago on Thursday night back at the United Center. And for the first time this season, the Bulls have lost 3 straight games. Meanwhile, the
celebration, and perhaps more importantly for the Cavs, who are a bit banged up. Time for a chance to rest a little bit before they play their opponent in the conference final. So the Cleveland Cavaliers are back in the conference final. Tom Thibodeau, perhaps in his final game as head coach of the Bulls, as the Cavs win the series 4-2. James will head to his 5th consecutive conference final. He was 1 rebound shy of a triple-double. Derrick Rose, good sign for the Bulls going forward is that he stayed healthy throughout the playoffs, and that will be key with Rose and Noah's.
Line drive, base hit. In comes one. In comes Butler. Going to third is Thompson. 3-1, San Francisco. With Webster, the tying run at second. Mark Grace turning his cap inside out, the so-called rally hat. Sandberg struck out, doubled in a run, popped up, and sacrificed. It was so surprising to see Sandberg sacrifice in the 8th inning. He had sacrificed once all year. Breaking ball hit to Robbie Thompson, and that's it.
To the Avalanche, and Keane managed to trickle it to center ice. Hawks dump it in. Waugh dumps it out, and Patrick Waugh is the all-time winningest goaltender in playoff history.
Well, this was a team shutout. He didn't have a lot of tough saves in this one. Made a couple of good breakaway saves, and the game was over, but wasn't tested that often in the first. And the good news is it's only one loss, and the Hawks have a chance to win Game 6 at home Saturday night.
Colorado adds 2 power play goals to their total in the 3rd period, making it a total of 5 for the night. Kaminsky completed a hat trick when his centering attempt hit Weinrich and went in. And a couple gift assists were added to Ozolinsh and Foot at 8.
Howe clears it around the boards. Doug Brown far side. Fedorov with Kozlov cruising on left wing. Here's Kozlov dancing in. Takes the shot. Scores!
Defending on James. Wade on a step back for 3. And he was fouled by Rose.
Wade has come alive here in this 4th period, looking for a 4-point play.
Wade is at full rebound James. Then got picked off James for 3, and the game is tied at 79. The Bulls call for time. And a look at the crowd in Miami.
What an incredible comeback from the Miami Heat.
Brewer digging in on James. Shot clock at 5. LeBron with the step back. Yes! Miami has taken the lead by virtue of a 16-2 run. The Bulls using their final timeout.
Well, we talked about this in the first period. Where does LeBron like to go? To his left. If you're running Brewer, you got to get on that left side and force him right. And it's LeBron James And just a little stop on a dime, knocking down that 18-footer. Look at the Heat bench. Up in arms as they take a 2-point lead here. Late in the fourth.
Down to 2. Here's Rose. Can he get it off? It is blocked. That will do it. The Miami Heat have come from behind to defeat the Chicago Bulls 83-80. And Miami is headed to the NBA Finals for another.
Jeff Samardzija from Notre Dame, the right-hander. Sean Marshall in the bullpen. 1-2 pitch in the air to center field. Edmonds going back. Way back is Edmonds looking up. It's gone. A grand slam homer for James Loney. And the Dodgers have taken a 4-2 lead. You can hear a pin drop here at Wrigley Field.
Ronnie, you just said it. Sooner or later, he got a ball up. And Loney put a great swing on it and hit it out of here.
Soriano 0 for 4 tonight. And the first pitch in for a strike. 2 for 14 last year, Ron, against the Diamondbacks. So he is 2 for 18 in the last 2 years in postseason. And the Cubs count on him so much in the leadoff position for his production. The 0-1 pitch and a looper into right field, and Loney is back to make the catch, and that will do it. And the Cub fans disappointed as they echo their feelings with a smattering of boos here as Soriano ends up 0 for 5, and the game.
Has some good at bats against us at Citi Field. Pops him up. Gillespie. And now Beckham. And we find another way. Yet another way. That's hard to believe.
I'm not sure what Gordon Beckham was doing there, as Connor Gillespie had that ball all the way, and Beckham came up over the mound to the third base side, and the ball just dropped. And just like that, it goes E4. Chris Sale cannot win. This is a very easy play for Connor Gillespie, who's calling for it all the way. And one of the things that Addison Reed has to do there is act as the traffic cop.
Mason looking for help. Shot clock at 7. Ewing hits a three-pointer off glass. The shot clock running down. Patrick Ewing turning things around in the second half. The Knicks by 10. 5:45 to go. The Knicks lead by 8. The Bulls call for time. Who's going to win? You're not going to say anything else. But Patrick Ewing feeling a bit better about things in the second half. The Knicks lead 85-77. Steve Kerr forced into a difficult shot. It's rebounded by Ewing, his 17th rebound. And again, a standing ovation for the Knicks. Anthony dishes off to Mason. 35 seconds away from the Knicks dethroning the Chicago Bulls. 10-point lead for the Knicks. Oakley with 17 points. They're standing and cheering here at the Garden. That's Pippen to 3. Down to 20 seconds. And the ball goes back to the Bulls. It has been a wonderful run for the Chicago Bulls franchise this season, despite the loss of Michael Jordan. They finished the regular season at 55-27, the third seed in the Eastern Conference. They knock off the Cavaliers in the opening round of the playoffs. and then play a very tough 7-game series against the New York Knicks, but it will be the New York Knicks going up against the Indiana Pacers. In the Eastern Conference Final, the Knicks have defeated the Bulls 87-77 to take the series in 7. And you see Patrick Ewing and Scottie Pippen congratulating Pippen with what appears to be kind of
shootout. Matt Zuccarello with the puck. Across to Derek Brassard. Big drive. He scores! 42 seconds into overtime. It's the second overtime winner for Derek Brassard this season. Rangers over the Blackhawks, 1-0.
Hey, Derek Brassard, Matt Zuccarello with great patience.
Handed it to Fedosov. Looked like a promising break for Chicago, but now Konstantinov moves up. He scores! Konstantinov! As Belfort whiffed on it, and Detroit wins it on their 51st shot on goal. The happy coach looks on. A wrist shot from just inside the blue line. That looks like a goal that Ken Reagan